Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you're ready for another amateur video from me today. It's going to be a little bit of a ramble, but it starts off when I got this cube, the GAN 11M Pro, and I was maining the GAN X, which is about an 80 gram cube, and this cube ended up weighing only 63 grams, which is like a 25% reduction or a 33 yeah, 25% reduction, we'll say, just to keep it easy. And I thought it was incredible how easy it was to get this cube to move around. But when I made that order, I also ordered these YJ mini puzzles because I haven't been liking my 4x4 very much. I do have the Moyu WRM, which is a fantastic 4x4. I just feel like it's a little too a little too much friction for me for whatever reason. So I wanted to try this smaller cube because I did like the 59 millimeter, and going to 56 was interesting, but I didn't like this cube that much. But I always like innovative ideas in these cubes, and GAN has been doing something with these cubes for a while, making them a lot lighter than other companies. But then we have DaYan. They kind of came out of the woodwork with this one, and they made a cube that is only 65.5 grams. Um, very, very, very light cube. And you might say, wow, it's only a couple grams lighter. But if you start talking about percentages, like dropping something by a millimeter when it's only 60 millimeters, you're almost dropping something a whole percent, maybe even 2% sometimes if you're dropping it 2 millimeters. And I think they did something with this cube that GAN has been doing. They've been using a lighter weight plastic. If you're interested in different types of plastic, I could talk to you for 8 or 9 hours about different types of plastics, which ones have smaller resistance with friction when the plastic's rubbing on itself, uh, which plastics weigh the least per cc, things like that. If you're interested in that, I can talk to you all day about plastics. But these companies, DaYan, I'm probably saying it wrong, and GAN, have come out with very, very light cubes. And I think this cube right here is the same material that this Megaminx is built out of. And it got me thinking. I really like these lightweight cubes. I'm going to buy this Megaminx, and I do love it. It is a very, very light. It comes in at only 99 grams. Compared to other Megaminxes, just to give you an idea, we'll search the GAN Megaminx, which is the second lightest one. 115. This is the second lightest one. This one's beating it by more than 15%, roughly. So, what exactly was this Megaminx built out of? It was probably built out of the GAN XX material, XS material. So, if GAN were to redo this Megaminx with the GAN 11M Pro material, it would be even lighter. And that got me thinking, huh, this right here, the YJ-MGC, is the lightest 4x4, even though other cubes are at 59 millimeters from Moyu. This one is still lighter than them, unless you consider the Meilong 4. Now, what I'm going to show you is a spreadsheet, and I'm not going to tell you the spreadsheet is very, very accurate, but it's definitely going to be more accurate than this lady.
Don't you really want to know?
Okay, I was wondering who the father of my baby was.
All right, let's
Ask
take a
Ari.
look. The
All right, anyway, I thought that was pretty funny. So what I did was I put together this spreadsheet, and I listed the dates that the cubes were made or released, and then I put what category they were. For example, the Asu GTS 2M, and this one weighed in at 133 grams. Now, I would assume that this cube right here and this cube right here were made out of the same material. So I said, okay, well, the Meilong 3 and the Meilong 4 were also probably made out of the same material. So if we just do some type of linear regression or some type of ratio, we can find out, like, okay, well, if this is the weight of a 3 by 3, can we use this to project the weight of a 4 by 4? And assuming you were to use the same exact material to make like a Megaminx, how much would the projected weight of that Megaminx be? Once again, this is not 100% science here, but it's going to be more accurate than a palm reading from Miss Cleo. So you can obviously like group together the MS3, the MS4, and the MS5 by chi, or the Valk 4, the Valk 5, and probably the Valk 3 Elite M. And you could definitely group all of the V2M lines from YJ and all of the MGC lines. And when you get the GAN, you get a limited product based. You get a 3 by 3, you get a really bad 4 by 4, you get a very, very light Megaminx, and you go to DaYan. I can't say the company's name right. I assume it's DaYan. But at the end of the day here, they have a 3 by 3 out that weighs 65.5 grams, but they don't have a 4 by 4. So what if GAN and this company decided to make 4 by 4s? What would the projected weights be? So what I did here was I took the WRM from Moyu and I compared it to their Weilong and their Weilong 2020. I compared the Meilong 4 and the Meilong 3, and I compared GAN's 356X and their 460M. This is a 3 by 3 to 4 by 4 projection. So if you look at this, the minimum ratio is 1.33 and the max ratio is 1.72. So what if you take the GAN 11M Pro, the 3 by 3 weight, we'll take that 3 by 3 weight right here, and let's multiply it by the minimum. This gives you a minimum projection of about 84 grams on a 4 by 4. And the lightest 4 by 4 on the market right now is the Meilong 4M at 109 grams. And the second lightest one is the one that I ordered that I am currently using, the MGC 4 by 4, which is 115 grams. And there is a noticeable difference in weight to me and how easy it is to turn compared to the WRM. But then if you take the max projection, which may be the case because we're talking about GAN here, because the max projection was from GAN, we're taking that same weight. And once again, this has got to be more accurate than a palm reading, but hey, you're going to get a cube that is 108 grams, which is still lighter by a little bit. So if GAN does make a 4 by 4, I think it would be the lightest 4 by 4 on the market, as long as they use the same procedures that they used to make their 460 model right here, and the same materials from their 3 by 3 model. Now, I said, what if they remake their Megaminx with the GAN 11M Pro material instead of the GAN X or the XS? How much lighter would it be? Well, I once again have minimum projections and maximum projections. I got this by comparing the new Moyu Megaminx to the 2020 3 by 3, the Meilong 3 by 3 to that same Megaminx. We have that DaYan cube down there to their Megaminx, which I would have to say they are the same material. They were put out too close together to be different materials. That's 65.5 and the 99 gram. And last but not least, I did the XS versus the Megaminx on GAN's end. So what if we did those projections? So what if we took that 3 by 3? I haven't done this yet. Kind of interested. 63 grams, and we multiply it by that number right there. We have a minimum projection of 95 grams, and we have a maximum projection, which I don't think would occur, but you never know, of 112 grams. But what if you do the GAN to GAN? GAN to GAN. What if you take the, I didn't even think about doing this, the 63, and we multiply it by this one? You get 107. So I personally think if they put out another Megaminx, it'll be lighter than the DaYan one. But what if we do this. What if we take this company right here that has not put out a 4x4? They've only put out a 3x3. Can we do a projection with that? Let's see how light their 4x4 would be, assuming they actually made a good one and it was this light. Let me tell you, if they put out a 4x4 made out of the same material that they built that Guhan with, I would buy it. I would definitely buy it. So minimum is going to be that weight, and we're going to multiply that weight by our minimum coefficient. And that gives us a minimum weight of 87 grams. That would be the lightest Megaminx on market by like 20 grams. And if you compare it to the leader, industry leader, the Moyu one, or the YJ 4x4, the MGC line, it's going to be lighter. But let's do the max projection now. Let's see. What is the worst ratio? We'll take that one, multiply it by the worst ratio, and you still get a lighter 4x4 than the YJ MGC. So where's cubing going? We're definitely getting lighter cubes in 3x3, and I think they're getting to the point where they're almost too light. But those types of plastics have not been used yet in competitive 4x4s, 5x5s, 6x6s, or 7x7s. And when you start getting up there in size, that weight really does matter a lot. I can't imagine if you made a GAN Megaminx, I can't imagine if you made a YJ MGC puzzle out of the same material as the GAN 11M Pro material, how lightweight it would be, and I think it would actually turn better. I think this is the direction that these companies should be going with bigger cubes. They should be using that lighter plastic. And if you're interested in a video about different types of plastic, I'll talk your ear off about different types of plastic, because I don't think these companies are using the right type of plastic on all of their cubes. They should be using a combination of plastic, because at the end of the day here, you're trying to have durability in some sections and less friction in others. But once again, if you're interested in plastic, I'll talk your ear off about plastic. I hope you did like this video. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, whatever. I'll give you the common YouTube line. And have a great day, guys. Thank you. Hopefully the content was interesting to you. Bye-bye.